Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So right now I'm going to start off with my eyes because I don't want to mess up the rest of the makeup. And I'm going to do the eyes pretty dramatic so that it looks even with the face. And I'm going to be starting with that hot pink shade in my electric palette. I'm just going to place that inside the crease, and I'm using a fluffy brush to do that. And now I'm going to take a harder brush and I'm going to use that also in the crease, but I'm taking a slightly darker purple shade. And with this shade, I'm placing it a little bit lower than I did with the hot pink shade. And so I realized that I didn't like that brush, so I started using a different brush. This is the brush that came with the palette that I'm using. Then I'm going back in with that first brush that had that hot pink shade in it, just to blend those two shades together a little bit. Now I'm going to be using the darkest purple shade in the palette, and I'm going to put that on the outer parts of my eyes. And now I'm using an even fluffier brush just to blend those colors all together. Then I took some more of that hot pink shade towards the inner part of the eye, connecting it with the purple, and then I'm also putting it above where the crease is again. Then I'm taking a baby pink shade in my Morphe palette and I'm going to put that on the inner parts of the eyes. Next, I will be carefully taking my black eyeshadow and placing that on the outer part or the outer V of my eyes. And I decided to switch to a smaller brush so it would just make it a little bit easier for me to blend that eyeshadow, and I'm also going to be winging it out. Then I'm going back in with that dark purple shade, and I'm going to be placing that right next to the black eyeshadow just to make the colors look like they're blended more evenly. And then I also did decide that I didn't like that light baby pink shade, and so I took my hot pink eyeshadow one more time and I put that next to the dark purple. And now I'm just taking this brush to highlight the inner corners of my eyes, and I'm also going to be highlighting my brow bone, so I'm just using a light colored eyeshadow to do that. And now I'm just going to color in my lower lash line, and I'm just using the same shades that I used on my eyelids to do that. And so for my eyeliner, I decided to use an angled brush to do my eyeliner with a gel liner instead of my Kat Von D liquid liner that I normally use. And now we can finally move on to creating the skull face. This is actually a lot more difficult than it looks. It's super time consuming. The hardest part for me was to recreate, once I did one side of the face, it was hard to recreate the other side to look kind of identical because, you know, your face isn't the same. So the best way to do this is to start off with a white eyeliner pencil, because that way if you do mess up, it's easy to erase and then it won't show, because you're actually going to end up putting eyeshadow on top of that anyways, and then you can finish off with like a white liquid eyeliner or a white face paint. And so to create this look, I did have to kind of keep looking at a few pictures of like skulls, just to make sure I was doing it right. And I did actually find some pictures on Pinterest that kind of inspired me to make this more of a electric neon skull look. So I'll try to put them somewhere in the video so you guys can see where my inspiration came from. So this next part is a little bit more difficult because you kind of have to draw the teeth on the lips, and it's not like a straight surface or a flat surface, so that part's a little bit more difficult. But once you start getting out towards the part of the face, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit easier. And for the teeth, the shape that I stuck with was like a teardrop shape, and that made it a little bit more simple for me. And now I'm going to be taking that hot pink eyeshadow and I'm going to be placing that on top of the white eyeliner. And this is what's going to give the look the neon glow effect. And you don't have to be super neat with this part. You just basically want to put it on top of all of the white eyeliner, because you're going to go over the white eyeliner with like a liquid liner at the end, or even like I use as the paint. And this pink eyeshadow kind of makes it look like I have a rash on my face. And I did want to tell you guys that after I washed this off, it kind of left a little bit of a like stain on my skin. I kind of had to use a bunch of makeup remover to get it all off. So when you're done covering all the white eyeliner with your hot pink or your brightest shade that you're using, you're going to want to go in with a darker shade. So I'm taking a dark purple and I'm putting that in where the hollows of the skull would be. And then you want to do this before you go into the darkest shade, which is going to be black, so that way you get that kind of gradient glow. And now I'm going to be using my water activated face paint palette. I bought this face paint palette at Walmart. It's not a very good face paint palette. I wouldn't recommend it. I've used other ones that are a lot better. This white, you can barely see it, so I had to put a few coats on it. But right now I'm just putting one coat just so I can see where everything is, because after putting the eyeshadow on, I started to lose where the white eyeliner was. And now I'm finally taking my black eyeshadow to just deepen up the skull to give it more dimension. And you want to be super careful when you're using the black eyeshadow so that you don't mess up and get it on the white part. You can kind of fix it, but I just recommend using a smaller brush to apply that. And now I'm taking an even smaller brush to fill in the cracks between the teeth, and then where the teeth are, I'm kind of putting the black in there as well. And even though it's not done yet, you can still kind of start to see it come together. It's starting to look like it's glowing. And then I thought I was done, and then I realized that I forgot to do the nose, the most important part of the skull. Well, kind of. But yeah, it did. I realized it didn't look like a skull. I knew something was missing. And for the nose, I'm just doing the same steps that I did for the mouth. So I'm doing the white eyeliner first, then I'm going to be putting the pink eyeshadow, and then the purple, and then the black. And now I'm gonna lay over the white face paint one more time. I'm using the white face paint because it's a lot cheaper than it would have been for me to get a white eyeliner. Like white liquid eyeliner, it costs like $20. The face paint was just like a few cents. So yeah, it's not as good, but you know, I was on a budget. And I decided to wear an off-the-shoulder shirt because I wanted to add some skeleton detail to my neck and my collarbone just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then again, you're just going to continue the same steps you did with the face and the nose, on the neck and the collarbone. And that is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this.